I need to reach over here and grab the sheet because I will forget, because I'm just that way. Dave Foradori, Indiana County Center for Economic Operations. Tara Sarver, Scott Deutsch from NCDMM. We had him on last year. See if I get it right. National Center for Defense, Manufacturing, and Machining. He had to help me with the last part, I admit. All right. So Dave Foradori, the Indiana County Center for Economic Operations, National Manufacturing Day is happening on Friday. What is it?
So, Manufacturing Day, it's a way for manufacturers to open their doors and invite the population in, namely the upcoming workforce, students, to explain to them what manufacturing is and, more importantly, what it isn't. So it's really good for people to come in, see what the manufacturers do, what the facility is like, and kind of clear the air about some misconceptions about what the field of manufacturing is.
So what's that going to be like here in Indiana County? Kids going to manufacturers or manufacturing's going to kids?
Well, NCDMM is hosting a really good Manufacturing Day event. They're having an open house on October 4th and 5th.
Open house on October 4th.
Open house on October 4th. It's just a way to invite people in to show them what it is. So that's mainly what's going on for Indiana County this year, except I have worked with Dana Henry and John Buckshaw from the Indiana Gazette, and we've been helping Indiana County manufacturers put together a cooperative ad, full-page ad, that's going to be in the Indiana Gazette on Friday to commemorate Manufacturing Day.
Manufacturing Day. We have said quite often that retail can't be everything when it comes to a balanced county environment. The economics of a county can't just run on retail, because then you're just trading money from one retail outlet to another retail outlet. There has to be somebody who's actually making something in Indiana County, and that's a balance, and that's a lot of what the CEO is all about, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And manufacturing is a huge role in Pennsylvania. So if you look at it, in Pennsylvania, there's an $87 million impact in Pennsylvania alone from manufacturing, and they employ over 560,000 employees. And it's really big in Pennsylvania. And I think we're the 8th largest manufacturing state in the United States.
Wow. Wow. All right. So a lot of that making stuff goes down to NCDMM. Scott and Tara, good morning. It's good to have you back in the studio with us.
Good morning, Todd.
Thanks for having us.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about what you guys are doing, because I was reading about how you are commemorating it. Tara, you said the event is tomorrow, right? The open house?
Yeah, we have 2 days. Yeah, and the open house is tomorrow night.
The open house is tomorrow, and then Friday there's more going on. You are not just inviting students in, you're actually helping their schools to develop their curriculums and what they actually can do to boost manufacturing. Tell us about it.
Okay, so yeah, we have a lot going on the next 2 days. So we will be having inviting students to come in from the Homer Center, Blairsville, Salzburg, Greensburg, Salem, Jeanette school districts, and ICTC. We're actually going to be having an intro to additive or additive basics for these students. There's about 5 to 10 students coming in. So they're doing classes.
From each school?
Yeah, from each school. So tomorrow morning it starts around 8 o'clock until 11:30. And that's going to be the first class that's given. And then there will be a second class coming in for the afternoon, and they'll share lunch together, then go to have the second class. And then that's when the open house is from 5 to 7 at our building tomorrow, and we invite all the public. We're encouraging the parents to come with the students to come back, even all the students throughout the area, the tri-state area, tri-county area, to come to see about manufacturing. We're also going to have tabletop displays. So we will have H&W Global, Hamill Manufacturing, General Carbide, Catalyst Connection, Schroth Industries, Indiana County Manufacturing Consortium, the Indiana County CEO, IUP, ICTC, the Challenger Program, the Central Allegheny Challenger Learning Center, WCCC, and of course ourselves, NCDMM and American Mace, will be in representation at tabletop displays. So we have a lot going on the next 2 days.
You certainly do. Scott, let's talk to you a little bit about what NCDMM is and what you do, because we had you on last year. And
Yeah.
I thought at the end of our conversation last year, we should have gone on for another 2 hours. And we could very easily have done that.
Well, yeah, and to jump into what David and Tara just said about Manufacturing Day. So NCDMM has been around since 2003. We're a not-for-profit organization that provides program and project management services to, with an engineering discipline, provides these program and project management services to our defense contractor clients. Mm-hmm. So generally we report a lot to the United States Army and the United States Air Force. As part of our effort, we are also the managers of the nation's 3D printing and Additive Manufacturing Innovation Institute. It's called America Makes. So NCDMM runs this institute called America Makes, and out of America Makes comes this initiative around Manufacturing Day. So providing this kind of training to young people that may be exploring career pathways and looking forward to what might be next, and exposing them to some of the exciting advanced manufacturing opportunity, including additive manufacturing and 3D printing. And one of the great things about this is the person that's leading this training is an intern that worked with us through the America Makes program out of Youngstown State University in Ohio. She spent the summer with us, and being exposed to 3D printing and the vitality of that technology and the wonder and the great things that can do brought her into a sharp focus on what her career pathway was going to be. And I think these young people that are coming to visit Thursday and Friday are going to gain a lot from Ashley being on campus with us and showing them how to do this work. And hopefully a lot of them will have a new idea of what manufacturing is all about.
Absolutely. David Foradori, let's get back to you and talk a little bit about STEM education and how this event is going to help folks to sort of develop some ideas that they probably have had in the recesses of their mind that need to come to the forward.
Okay. So STEM is one of the fastest growing fields in manufacturing in Pennsylvania and all that, everything there. Mm-hmm. If you look at places like the ICTC, they're huge with providing ways to make those skills into applicable jobs. So with STEM,
it really becomes an essential part of education that probably is more evident now than it was 5 years ago, certainly 10 years ago. People weren't talking about STEM as much as they are now.
Oh, absolutely. I completely agree. So with STEM workers, especially once they get into the workforce, mm-hmm. The need is certainly there. And once they get into stuff like manufacturing, that has the highest level of job security in Pennsylvania. So you're walking into a good career, and you're going to be able to keep your career.
Yeah, absolutely. Scott, Tara, let's talk a little bit about the machining aspect of it. ICTC has a very vibrant machining program, and machining is something that probably is a mystery to a lot of people who don't understand what a machinist is and what a machinist does, but it really is one of the foundations of manufacturing, isn't it?
It absolutely is, Todd, and it's one of those places that a lot of people might think of when they think of manufacturing. If they give it consideration, they think of this cutting tool that's coming in contact with a piece of metal or a piece of material to turn it from its raw state into some piece of value, whether it's a work part or an end product. And one of the great things about the STEM initiatives that you and David were just mentioning, and what ICTC is doing, is there's a lot of advanced manufacturing that surrounds that world of machining as well. And it's not quite what a lot of people's perceptions of it are. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of advanced manufacturing that goes into how lasers are used to cut and how sensors are used to monitor the processing that takes place. Not to mention, of course, 3D printing that brings a whole new avenue to what machining can do. So it's exciting what NCDMM gets to touch, and hopefully what people would be exposed to when they come to visit our open house tomorrow evening, because we're going to have on display a number of the folks that Tara mentioned, but also some of the material that is being made with 3D printers on an industrial scale, on a very large scale. This is stuff that's going into airplanes and spaceships and military applications, as well as commercial and other applications. So it's exciting hopefully what people will take away tomorrow night around manufacturing and machining specifically.
Yeah. Well, Senator White, Representative Reed, practically anybody you talk to talks about the need for increased efforts in education to meet the 21st century workforce, and this is the forefront of it right here.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the national, I think it's just the Manufacturing Institute did some projections around future workspace and workplace needs, estimating around 3.5 million manufacturing jobs are going to be opened up over the next decade. And their estimates at the current level of training and workforce readiness is that we may fall short of nearly half of that, and having gaps in the skilled workforce. So efforts like Manufacturing Day, the work that we do as far as workforce and education through our programs, and the great partnership with the CEO in Indiana County, is hoping to fill those gaps.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we have the people. We just need to equip them with the skills in order to fill up a work requirement that is going to be massive in the next 10 or 20 years. Tara, does anybody need to phone ahead of time? Can they just come to the open house? What are some of the parameters there?
I believe there's registration set up. I'm sorry, I'm a little vague on that.
Yeah, but we're located on Cornell Road in Blairsville, right in the corporate campus. I believe there was website registration on the CEO's website as well as ncdmm.org.
Right.
Yes, correct. Quick mention, though, I forgot to mention a very keynote. So with these classes that we're sharing, and these students are actually going to walk away with a 3D printer and a laptop computer to take back to their school with them, along with $2,000. And that's all because of this program was being funded by the Arconic Foundation in collaboration with WCCC. So I need to really make that note, that it wasn't because of them we wouldn't be able to do all of this.
I was going to mention it, but then when you didn't, I thought I'd better not. So I'm glad you did.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I told Mike I left a very key point out there. So that's all because of them with this program. So we're very thankful for that.
That's a lot of people recognizing that we need to make this field as attractive as possible for people, and students need to have some experience with it to see what the potential is. Thank you so much to both of you coming with us from NCDMM and from the Indiana County CEO, David Foradori. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Todd.
It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS, AM